Hello, I'm Carl at Trident Fly Fishing, and today we're going to tie a Sulphur Perdigon. This Perdigon nymph is designed to imitate a sulfur nymph. It has a tungsten bead that takes it down through the water column quickly. The recipe is from Tim Flagler, and it can be tied in sizes 12 through 16. Here's our fly in the vise. We'll get the tie started. So the hook we're going to use today is a Gamakatsu J20B. It's a barbless jig hook, size 14. And we have a 7/64 slotted tungsten bead on the hook. Our thread today is Danville's Flymaster 6/0 in yellow. And to help get this down through the water column a little bit quicker and to help shape the body of the fly, we're going to use some lead wire. This is some UTC 20,000ths. So we'll get 4 or 5 wraps on it, and then we'll helicopter that lead wire off. And we're going to use a little zap gap to help hold things in place for us. Just a dab. And we'll slide that lead up. Hold it for a second. It sets. And get rid of that pesky last piece of wire. There. And our thread is Danville's 6/0 Flymaster in yellow. And we'll get this started right behind our lead, form our jam knot, and start to develop a bit of a taper. Run our thread up over that lead a bit. We're eventually going to use this yellow thread to form our whole yellow underbody. So we're going to run our thread back to where the barb of the hook would be. And we're going to tie in the tail. That's just some, if you've got wood duck, so much the better. This is Mallard flank feather dyed wood duck. We'll take several of those, and we'll make those just about a hook gap in length. Tie that in on top of the hook. About a good length, I think. Get rid of our excess material here. And we're just going to run the thread up and down this shank, form a taper, and give us a yellow underbody. It's going to have a rib. This is UTC's ultra wire in gold. This is size small. And we're going to tie this in on the far side of the hook, so when we wrap it forward it has less tendency to jostle a tail. Now we're going to color the body yellow with this thread. This is the underbody. We're going to have another material to tie in on top.
This review is brought to you by Trident Travel, which is our new destination travel service where you'll get our expert advice, planning, and guidance at no additional cost. That means no credit card fees, no booking fees, and for a limited time, you'll even earn Trident rewards on your travel bookings. So with every trip you book, you'll be earning valuable points that you can use towards free tackle here at Trident. Recently, we've had some clients go on some absolutely fantastic trips like permit fishing in Belize, Atlantic salmon fishing in New Brunswick, and trout fishing in Alaska. So if you're thinking about taking a fly fishing trip, Trident Travel is the way to do it. We've got a ton of great destinations, excellent service, and even more destinations being added every month. Check us out at tridentflyfishing.com/travel.
And the body of the fly is going to be some Antron yarn. This is golden brown. You can use yellow, you can use tan, you can use brown. And there's a little bit too much there, so I'm going to take about half of that, separate it out. And we'll tie that in like so. Run our thread back to the tail of the fly. And now we'll finish the shape of the body. Once you're happy with that, we're going to wrap this Antron yarn forward. Don't worry if some of the yellow shows through. It will just add to the effect. And when we reach our bead, capture our material, get rid of our excess. Neaten that up a little bit. And now we're going to take our wire, make open spiral turns up the body. And when we reach the bead, we'll capture that. And we'll helicopter our wire off. Now we're going to form a yellow throat on this fly. And when you're happy with the shape, take your whip finish tool, do a 4 or 5 turn whip finish. Seat your knot, cut your thread, and now we're ready to put a black spot on the head of this fly. For that we're going to use some Loon UV fly finish in black, and I'm just going to use a bodkin and dab a little bit of this on. It's a lot more control like this than if I try to squirt it on. I use my bodkin to do this. Much more control than trying to squeeze it out of the bottle. We'll give that a shot with our UV light. And build that up just a little bit more. That looks pretty good. Use the vise to get it to flow where you want it to. Doesn't take long to set. And to add to the durability of the fly, we're going to use some UV clear finish in Flow. This is really watery. Doesn't take too much. You don't want to build up the body of the fly, so we're just going to dab this on easily. We don't want this to build up. We want a nice thin coat. It'll add a little shine to the fly. I think that's pretty good coverage. We hit that with our light. And our fly is finished. Please feel free to add comments at the bottom of the page, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to view all the new content here at Trident Fly Fishing.